new chapter is the transport in plants. See, in this chapter, we already know about the basic types of the transport systems. In the first year, especially in the very first chapter, what we discussed, cell unit of the life. In that case, I discussed about there is an transportation of molecules through the semi-permeable membrane, that is nothing but plasma membrane. The molecules are transported in single direction, that one is called as uniport, right? Single molecule, single direction, and two molecules, same direction, right? Again, two molecules, different direction. So what I'm telling, in the first year we discussed about uniport mechanism, symport mechanism, right? And antiport mechanism. Right? That is about the basic types of the transports. Okay, regarding that sense, in that kind of transports also seen in majority types of the living organisms. Today we are going to discuss about the transport in plants. There is a short distance transport is there and a long distance transport is there. Remember, short distance transport is nothing but from one cell to another cell, how the molecules are transported. So that one is completely related to the short distance. Very simple, one more example is here, this is the one of the cell, okay, outside the cell molecules are there. How the molecules are transported from outside to inside, how the molecules are transported from outside to inside. See, this is the one of the short distance transport, right? See, again, one cell to another cell transportation, one cell to another cell. This is also short distance transportation process, right? So we are going to discuss about the short distance transport here. The very first one is the diffusion. We know the diffusion is the process. In that case, the molecules are transported from high concentration to high concentration region to low concentration region. In the first year, I give an example. Perfumes are the best examples. And I said neighbors cooking biryani, right? We are getting the smell. So here the molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. Here there is no barriers. Here there is no any barriers. So here this one is the not the transportation is the not specific transportation because there is no involvement of any carrier proteins, right? And no energy. Here energy is also not required, right? Here molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. Right? So that is about the diffusion. In diffusion, randomly molecules are transported. Randomly molecules are transported. Right? There is no particular specific order. Simply high concentration to low concentration, the molecules are transported. And next one is the facilitated diffusion. See, the name indicates here facilitation. See, there is a specialized proteins are there. That specialized proteins which are involved in the transportation of molecules, which are nothing but a special type of carrier proteins, right? Which are present within the plasma membrane structure. Right? Specific carrier proteins involved in the transportation of molecules. That molecules are transported from high concentration region to here low concentration region. This is the specific transportation, no doubt about it, right? And some of the examples are also given here. Ionic channels are there, water channels are there, carrier proteins are there. We know if the ions are transported, that one is that ionic transportation, means ionic transporters, water transportation. That one is nothing but aquaporins. Aquaporins, right? So here the water transporting proteins are called as aquaporins, and the carrier proteins, so which carries the different types of the molecules, right? So this is about that facilitated diffusion process. In that process, the molecules are transported, right? And see, remember here, no requirement of energy. In the facilitated diffusion, there is no involvement of energy. Remember, whenever the molecules are transported from the high concentration region to low concentration region, definitely no requirement of energy, right? And next one is that active transport mechanism. Here the specific carrier proteins, here also specific carrier proteins, which are also called porins. Which are also called porins. right? These are also called pumps. Sorry, not porings. These are also called pumps. Not porings. These are also called pumps. Right? See, which are majorly utilizes the energy. Okay, which are utilizes the energy ATP. Right? The ATP is converted to ATP plus P, right? Here, energy utilization takes place, and the molecules are transferred from low concentration region to high concentration region. These are quite opposite for the remaining all transports. Here, molecules are transported from low concentration region to high concentration region, right? So here, the active transportation is a specific transportation, right? And molecules are transported from low concentration region to high concentration region, right? And the long distance transport within the plates, okay, within the plants, and this is called as the translocation process. There is an xylem is there and the phloem is there. For suppose from roots to a shoot part. For suppose if we see any long trees are there, okay, eucalyptus is one of the best example, Ficus bengalensis, and some of the plants, these are the very huge plants, right, which are grown up to several meters height. In that case, how the molecules are transported. See, other type of the transportation is here. Other type of transportation is here. Xylem and the phloem is responsible. Also remember within the human body, right? There is an we know about that blood capillaries are there. Okay, there is an arteries are there, veins are there, right? And these are responsible for the transportation of the different types of molecules. Within the plants also, okay, there is an xylem and the phloem is there. Xylem is responsible for the transportation of the water. Phloem is responsible for the transportation of the food material. But the xylem special character is along with the water, minerals also transported. Along with the water, minerals also transported. Just imagine from the root region to the shoot region, the minerals are transported. From the root region to the shoot region, the minerals are transported. Right. So that is about that. This is just basic level of explanation. Again, we have the in detailed explanation regarding to the diffusion, precipitated diffusion, active transport, and the translocation process within the xylem and the phloem. Okay, that is about the main overview for this chapter. Right? Yeah, coming to the next one, individual discussion regard to the transports and different types of transportation mechanisms. Here, very first one, we discussed about the short distance transport. In that, the very first type of transportation is the diffusion, right? See here, the diffusion, it transports moles, ions, or solvent molecules, or solid molecules, right? Be it in gas form, either in the liquid form, either in the solid form, either gaseous state molecules, either liquid state molecules, either the solid form or solid state molecules, which are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region without any barriers here. There is no specific barriers here. Simply the molecules are transported. See, how many of them remember, I don't know, in the first year I said one of the perfume, one person sprayed perfume sitting at one corner of the room. Then that molecules are spreaded surrounding places or another corner of the room. Then we can identify that smell because of the transportation of the molecules from high concentration region to low concentration region. Right? That is one of the finest example. Right? See, here always molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. So this is the high concentration region and this is the low concentration region. So the molecules are trying to transport from here to here. Here there is no specific barrier. This is not the specific barrier, right? See here net diffusion process takes place. Always the molecules try to maintain that equilibrium state. That is one of the basic phenomenon. Right here the molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. finally here maintains that equilibrium state. This is one of the equilibrium state because the molecules are transported from the high concentration region to low concentration region. So the molecules are transported, right? So this is one of the equilibrium state. In certain cases, if we write the two types of the molecules, okay, here these are the two types of the molecules, right? So here these are also transported from this side to this side, right? Equilibrium is maintained. And another case here, for suppose this side filled with that high concentration of one type of molecules, right? And other one is this side is filled with another type of the molecules, So here these molecules are try to transport from here to here. Again these molecules are trying to transport from here to here. So here the molecules transportation takes place from here to here, from this side to this side. Okay, here also same thing. Here molecules are transported from here to here, right? So here the molecules transportation takes place from the both sides. Again here finally equilibrium state is maintained. Either one type of molecules, either two types of the molecules. So here the transportation takes place, finally reaches the equilibrium state, right? And this is a very slow process. Remember, diffusion process is the very slow process, and it occurs in all living systems and the non-living systems also. Just now I said the body sprays or the perfumes, okay, which are spread within the environment. That is nothing but there is a non-living system is there, right? So even in our body, the molecules and some of the minerals also transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. The finest examples are the lipids. Lipids are transported without any requirement. Lipids are absorbed without any requirement of carrying proteins through the phospholipids. So that is one of the best example for the living system, right? Here it's not. This is not in a specific transportation because there is no involvement of specific proteins, and molecules moves in a random manner. The molecules are moves in a particular random manner, right? Here no energy force. Here there is no energy force, right? And driving force concentration gradient. See here there is no protein involvement. There is no energy utilization, right? And the driving force here concentration gradient, high concentration to low concentration, high concentration to low concentration, high concentration to low concentration, right? And this is a physical process. Okay, this is the physical process. Mostly this one happens within the non-living systems also. Mostly that's the reason why this one is considered as the physical process, right? And see the best example, gas means gas molecules are there, liquid molecules are there, solid molecules are there. In all these molecules, in which case, okay, more rate of diffusion we can identify or we can see. See here the gas state, between the gas and the gas, high rate of diffusion is there compared with the liquid and the liquid, solid and the solid. Okay, between the gas and the gas, there is a high rate of diffusion we can find out here, right? Here examples are the carbon dioxide and the oxygen transportation within our body and within every living organisms. The transpiration process, loss of water through the leaves, especially the leaves contains stomata, right? And the translocation of the food from high concentration region, leaves contains the high concentration food. Okay, that one is transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. Fragrance of the flower. Flowers produces the very good fragrance. Okay, don't think about the Rafflesia. Rafflesia is a foul smell producing plant. Okay, remind all flowers produces the very good fragrance. Okay, see here either good smell or the bad smell easily spreaded. That is one of the example for the diffusion. Right? And the factors affecting the diffusion here, concentration gradient affects. More concentration gradient is there, okay, more diffusion rate is there. More permeability is there. If the molecule size is small, diffusion rate is more, then diffusion rate is, permeability is more, diffusion rate is more. Very simple. The molecule size is small, more permeability is there, more diffusion more diffusion rate. So here the best example for the temperature, cool water, if we try to mix the sugar, okay, a certain time is taken. There is a hot coffee or the hot water is there. If we try to mix the sugar within the short span, the sugar is dissolved. We can do the practical at home, even just one glass, take the normal cool normal water, okay, and another water, just take the hot water, and the equal amount of sugar is added in the both cups or the both glasses, okay. Then try to mix the sugar and notice the time period and notice the difference also. We can do this experiment at home also. Like in the cool water dissolves slowly and in the hot water dissolves very rapidly or very fastly. Right? See here, large size of molecules means molecule size is large. The diffusion is decreased. The rate of diffusion is decreased because if the molecule size is small, more permeability. Okay, rate of diffusion is more. Large size molecules, less permeability. The diffusion rate is decreased. Okay. And the significance of the diffusion, uptake of carbon dioxide during the photosynthesis process. Not only this one, all these are we can also consider the significant functions of the diffusion. But this one is a very important one. Uptake of carbon dioxide during the photosynthesis process. This is the best example, right? That is about the transporting plants. Next one we will discuss about the next type of the transportation. Coming to the next one is the facilitated diffusion. We discussed about the first one is the diffusion, right? Coming to the next one is the facilitated diffusion. Here, movement of hydrophilic substances. See, through the lipids, hydrophobic molecules are transported. Through the proteins, hydrophilic molecules are transported. Through the proteins, hydrophilic molecules are transported. Okay. Through the lipids, hydrophobic molecules are transported. So the movement of hydrophilic substances from high concentration region to low concentration region through the special proteins or carrier proteins. This is called as facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion is a passive transport, means no requirement of energy. Even the diffusion also passive transport, no requirement of energy. This one is also passive transport, no requirement of energy. Right? See, we know this concept already. I'm expecting. Right? See, the facilitated diffusion, again, three types are there. Ionic channels are there, water channels are there, and carrier proteins are there. Here, ionic channels, which are specially involved in the transportation of ions. Specially involved in the transportation of ions. Right? See, we know there is a best example. Okay, different types of ions are transported. Chloride ions are transported. Okay, potassium ions are transported. Sodium ions are transported. Right? So different types of ions are transported. And here one of the best examples, there is an F0 and F1 part. We know about the chloroplast and the mitochondria. Within the chloroplast and the mitochondria, there is an H plus ions pumping. Special proteins are there. These are nothing but ATP synthase enzymes which are involved in the synthesis of ATP. Right? Within that ATP synthase enzyme, there is an F0 part is there and F1 part is there, and which are responsible for the transportation of the H plus ions and followed by ATP synthesis takes place. Right? So that is about that ionic channels. Examples are here: mitochondria and chloroplast having mitochondria and chloroplast having ATP synthase enzyme. ATP synthase enzyme is the best example, right? And the water channels. Next one is the water channels. These are called porins, and these are also called aquaporins, right? Because which are involved in the transportation of water molecules. Totally, these are 8 types are there. Totally, these are 8 types of water channels are there, right? Or aquaporins are there. See, these are also present within the mitochondria, chloroplast, and cell membrane of the bacteria. And we know about the animal cells cells requires the water and the plant cells requires the water, fungi cells fungi cells requires the water transport. So all living creatures requires the transportation of water. So all the cell membranes contains the aquaporin proteins which are involved in the transportation of the water. Carrier proteins, we have no concept. There is a uniport mechanism is there. Uniport mechanism is a single type of molecules transported in the single direction. Single type of molecules transported in the single direction. See, we know, for suppose some of the minerals are only transported one direction only. Only transported one direction only. Right? See, if we discuss about the H plus ions pumping during the ATP synthesis, the H plus ions are transported only one direction. That is nothing but perimitochondrial space 2 inside the matrix, and lumen to the stroma within chloroplast. Within chloroplast, lumen to the stroma. Within mitochondria, perimitochondrial space 2 matrix. So always in one direction the molecules transportation takes place, which are nothing but carrier proteins. And there is a co-transport is there here. Two types of molecules are transported. This one is called as co-transport mechanism. The best example is here. Symport mechanism and the antiport mechanism. Symport mechanism indicates here two different molecules are transported in the same direction. Two different types of molecules are transported in the same direction. Right? So this one is called as symport mechanism. Otherwise, the antiport mechanism means two different types of molecules but transported here in different directions or opposite directions. Two different molecules are transported in opposite directions. Right? So this kind of transportation is called as antiport mechanism. Right? So this is about the basic, the facilitated diffusion and the types of the facilitated diffusion. So through the facilitated diffusion, how the membrane proteins are supporting for the transportation of molecules. For suppose this is the outside the site, this is the plasma membrane, we know, right? This is the outside the cytoplasm, and this is the cytoplasm region. This is the cytoplasm region. See, whatever the membrane proteins are there, the membrane proteins have the capacity to rotate. The membrane proteins have the capacity to rotate. For suppose within outside the cell, there is some of the specific molecules are there which are present high concentration, here which are present low concentration. So these molecules are binded. These molecules are binded. For suppose this is like an active site. This is like active site. The molecules are bind to the active site. The proteins are activated. Once the proteins are activated, then within plasma membrane, the proteins starts the rotation. The protein starts the rotation. This is the first position. After some time, here the protein is rotating like this. After some time, again the protein completely rotated towards the inside like this. So here the molecules are transporting from by the rotation. Here the molecules are transporting from outside the cytoplasm to inside the cytoplasm by the rotation. By the rotation. So here the molecules here outside, the molecules are transported to inside. Right? So this is about that rotational theory, and this is a conformational rotation of plasma membrane protein, or simply plasma membrane proteins are involved in the rotation. Due to that rotation, the molecules are transported from outside to inside. Once the molecule is released inside, again the protein rotating towards the outside, the active site rotating towards the outside. Again this site is ready to interact with another molecule. So by the rotation mechanism, the molecules are transported from outside the cytoplasm to inside the cytoplasm. Okay? Next one we will discuss about the active transport.